How's it going, everyone? It's Adam here from The Cruiser Company, and today we have another product walk around. Today it's obviously the Y62 rear bar. Got a lot of things to talk about with this bar. It's pretty cool and a lot of stuff that people don't know about. First things first, which we get asked all the time, is this an integrated tow bar? Yes, it is. The tow bar has been left black on this one, so it just kind of disappears, which is a good thing. You don't really notice it. So we're going to touch on the tow bar a bit later in this video, but for now, just take a look at the bar in all its glory. This is one of my favorite bars, especially on the modern cars. It just really enhances the look of a Y62. We put a lot of effort into making this bar suit this car, and it just really, in my opinion, it really improves the look. We've done a lot of things different on this bar than a lot of the other bars on the market. Took quite a bit to get there, but we're pretty stoked with how it's turned out. Obviously, we've had this bar for a little bit. You might see a few getting around, but we just thought we'd make this video just going over absolutely every single detail on this bar because there is a lot to talk about. So I think we'll just get straight into it. Where should we start? We'll start with the tow bar. So this is an integrated tow bar with the bar. It's all one piece. This customer, he has the black tow bar, black carrier arms, and then it's color coded base. So how that works is we do a full satin black powder coat like we do on all our bars, and then it just gets painted in this section. And I think on this car particularly, it looks really good and sort of just hides this tow bar. A lot of people ask us if this bar even has a tow bar because they don't actually see this. It's obviously less obvious when that's in, when that's not in, but that is a good thing because tow bars are notoriously not that great looking. If you were to do a Y62, I think this color combination, it works really well, especially with the black carriers. You may be thinking, I've seen other bars on the market where the tow bar isn't exposed like this, and I can guarantee that the tow bar is in the exact same location, it's just the bar is lower. Our bar is designed to really just enhance the look of the car, and if your bar comes down here and out, it becomes very chunky and it looks very overweight. Basically, the cross member for a Y62 sits directly above the tow bar. If you were to put the tow bar up and out from there, it's insanely high, so you don't really want to do that. So just down here, you've still got a heap of clearance. The Y62s are very high in the back. I suppose one thing I forgot to mention, it's a fully rated tow bar, 3.5 ton for your Y62. It's been physically tested like all the bars that we do. Yeah, it's got the nice little sticker on the inside that says 3.5 ton tow rating, so you're all good there. We've got some nice beefy chain points here because, I mean, you may as well, that's 10 mil thick chain points. Then right in the middle here, we have a spot for our trailer plug, which this is actually a really awesome little spot to be. It fits around the tow bar, but this is actually a really good spot. It fits right in the middle, it clears everything, and it just looks really nice. And then we've seen people have put Schrader valves in here, so a really good spot for your airbags. So the tow bar has some massive mounts that are obviously shared with the rear bar because now that they're one piece, they're all tied together. So the tow bar mounts are also the bar mounts are also the tow bar mounts. So it's just all in all a much stronger package than if you were to have a separate tow bar to your rear bar. So I suppose that leads into the mounting of this bar, which is a crucial part. Being a fully rated tow bar, it needs to be mounted 100% properly. So we've got our usual of 10 mil steel mounting plates for all the mounts in this thing. It obviously replaces all of the factory tow bar bolts and mounting and all that sort of stuff. So there's not really any better way to do it. Then down the side, that all links into the wings and all that sort of stuff, which we're going to touch on later in this video. All in all, just a super strong package. You're not going to have any issues with the mounting of it. One of the reasons why a lot of people upgrade to a rear bar for their Y62 is to be able to fit a long range tank underneath, because obviously you then bring the spare out to the back. This car doesn't have a long range fuel tank, but he does plan on doing it. We have tested it with the Brown Davis tank. Fits up really nice. I'll throw up a photo. So it comes with included spaces for the Brown Davis tank. It just drops it just that little bit that the Brown Davis tank needs. But yeah, it doesn't eat into any room on the inside. So pretty much if your tank is going to fit from factory, there's going to be this space there with this bar. Yeah, so no issues there. So touching on the strength side of this bar, all of our bars are a complete 5 mil steel construction. So that's 5 mil, that's 5 mil. It's all 5 mil steel, and then the mounting is 10 mil. Now I know what some of you are thinking, 5 mil, isn't that going to be extremely heavy? Well, there's a whole sort of situation when it comes to materials and whatnot. Yes, you can make a bar out of a thinner material, and if you made it identical to this, yes, it would be lighter, but you can't make it identical to this because the strength that you're going to and the bracing that you're going to need from a thinner material sort of thing, you're going to basically be on par with this. So in general, the benefits of using a thicker material vastly outweigh the negatives, which there isn't really any because this bar is so much slimmer. We're quite mindful with the amount of material that we use. In the end, you're basically going to have the same weight of a product for if we were to make a bar that was just as strong out of a thinner material. As for the weight of this whole bar, I can't remember off the top of my head, so I'll just put it on the screen for you. Remember, that is the tow bar as well, so if you pull in a factory tow bar off, then obviously that weight is no longer on your car. So tow bars will naturally weigh more than just a standard bar because your tow bar actually has to be strong to be rated for 3.5 ton. Anyway, moving on. In this corner here, we have the right bracing and the right gusseting in this area in here, right on the stub, so it's going to be super strong and super reliable. And our bracing goes straight back to the chassis, which is the strongest way to do things. Since we're here, let's just talk about the wing, which is a very crucial point of the design of this rear bar. And for me, what really sells a Y62 for me is this part of the bar, because as you know, I am a Toyota man, but the more I'm looking at this, the more I'm liking it. Remember, this whole wing is 5mm steel. So if you give that a good solid whack, you're gonna be right. Our quarter protection hoops are really thick tube. They're tied in really nice in here. That gives just some solid protection. It'll just hold you off of a bank as well. These are optional, so if you don't want it, you don't have to have it, but these will hold you off of a bank if you are in that situation and protect all up here. Another reason why our wings are so strong is every single one of our bars, the wings are braced straight back to the chassis. So there's a big brace right here, and that goes all the way back to the chassis. So you can smack that there really hard and you've got some really strong bracing here. So this whole wing is designed to be able to cop a really heavy hit. If you've seen some of our other videos, all our bars follow the same design style. So you've seen, say, mica being picked up by the wing. We've had heaps of rocks being slammed into them, heaps of people treating them not so well. So they definitely hold up to the task. And you may be seeing this little plate here. This is an acrylic panel, and basically that is allowing for your blind spot sensor. So just that little dot in your mirror to tell you that a car is there. So we have relocated this sensor because from factory it's down and back a little bit, so it's like here. So just imagine that sensor being like that and how much bigger and chunkier this wing will be. There is no issues with relocating this sensor at all. Yeah, essentially that little blind spot little icon in your mirror does still work as intended from factory. We haven't had anyone have an issue with this at all. Now, something you may be seeing is obviously the exhaust. With this sleeker wing, it provides a lot of space in here. And just looking at it then, there's tons of room to be able to go up with the exhaust. And basically, I'm imagining if you just had this reshaped and it followed this wing and then just a real nice stainless sort of end tip to it, it would look really clean. If this was my car, that's what I would be doing, because it just unbolts right here. So you just get a little section made or do it yourself or whatever, a couple $100 at an exhaust shop, get something really nice. And I think that's gonna look pretty mint. I am keen to see someone do that. I'll be getting in his ear telling him to do that for sure, because there's heaps of room to go up. So that's just like that because the factory bumper sits so low. But yeah, there's definitely a lot of opportunity there to make that really sick. So we have recovery points down here on each side, and they are not just welded on, they are a full 10mm plate that goes all the way through back to the chassis. So you're gonna have no dramas there at all. Then moving on to our carriers, which is honestly one of my favorite things about bars that we do. These are really cool and often overlooked when it comes to rear bars. Obviously here we've got the twin jerry can and spare tire setup. That's the most common setup people go with. These are modular, so you can just unbolt, bolt on, run 2 spares. You can run nothing. They're designed to be able to be moved around and upgraded in the future if you want to. We have an ever-growing list of accessories and things that can be bolted on. But this is the most common and probably the most usable, in my opinion, is your jerry can and spare. You may be seeing these cool canvas bags that's just PM canvas. You can look them up. We don't make them, but they look nice. All right, so I'm just gonna run you through pretty much left to right about the carrier system. With the stub, it's a standard sort of trailer bearing in there, so that's just really serviceable and really easy to come by if you ever need to do it, which I doubt you are gonna need to do it. Very easy to take on and off too if you want. It's got billet dust seals, billet dust caps, which look really cool and work really well. This jerry can holder, this front plate here acts as a cover for your little light. So your number plate light is up in there. This section here, you can put a 4 kilo gas bottle in. Then something that is super important with carriers, and well, our carriers have this design. I haven't really seen this anywhere else. So open this up here and you'll notice this stainless plate that is off here and on an angle. So basically, might bring the camera in close so that the people can see. Now, this is a very simple but effective design for making the carriers even stronger. Yeah, so this plate sits on that plate, and then when you do it up, you'll see the arm gets pushed up. And basically what that is doing is, instead of putting the downward pressure on your latch, it's now putting tension on the arm going up, and the pressure is now actually on the bar. That is very crucial when it comes to longevity and durability, because if you're smashing corrugations for hours on end, there's so much leverage on these, especially if you've got full jerry cans or big spare tire with your big bin bag. It's a lot of leverage, and it's going to be pulling on this section here. So anything you can do to take weight off of the actual latch itself is just going to vastly improve these carriers. So pretty much that's a very simple but very effective design to put strength in these, because putting that upward tension on them is just going to lock them in place. Yeah, so that's just like a very simple, very effective, very important thing about our carriers. With the spare wheel, by the way, the bar obviously works with 35s. These are 35s that you're looking at. The spare wheel, the head is adjustable in and out for different offsets, and you can also move this side to side depending on the holes here, just to make it sit however you want it to sit, and can suit various different wheels. So that's pretty cool. One more feature with our rear bars is you actually get a dedicated tread plate. A lot of other bars still use the factory bumper, so we cut in and then along, and basically you can now stand on this. You can do whatever you want with this. It's going to be a lot better. You could break your rear bumper if you were to just cut it along here. Obviously it clears all the tailgate and things like that. But yeah, basically it's just turning this into a usable step, and you don't have to worry about scratching paint or things like that. But yeah, just another little cool addition that we have. Obviously all lights come as standard in this. If you have carriers, gas struts are standard, like there's no add-ons when it comes to that sort of thing. Really bright reverse lights, which is a very nice luxury to have. These probably have pretty good reverse lights, but I know with my old car, the floodlights are very good. So as with every single TCC product, they're all 100% Australian made by us in our factory in Victoria. So this is 100% Australian steel, Australian made, everything's Australian about it. So you can't really ask for anything more than that. It's a very clean design, very strong, and it's gonna last the test of time. I think that is pretty much sums up this entire bar. I can't think of anything else to talk about it. If I have missed something, please comment down below. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.